Welcome back, everybody. This is Micah Raygun, and here we are on the coast of Sentinel, right outside of the city of Sentinel. We've come to the fortress of Bojum to investigate the disappearance of Prince Lotan's, I think it's his oldest brother, who went missing at some point. I'm just enjoying this beautiful vista of this foggy, eerie morning. Yeah, I love it. Right here, let's see. Looking northward, I think we have the coast of the Iliac Bay, and I just think yeah, it's just so cool. I was so excited to play this that I just finished my workout. Went on my lunch break. I normally try to record at night, but I'm just so pumped about getting to explore this dungeon that I thought we would do it on our lunch break. Let's see how much we can get done. It's scary. Okay. Got 31 arrows to work with. That should be more than enough. Do you think it's worth putting on our magical sandals here? Let's take off our cloak. Uh, yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like we should just, in general, save that stuff for the harder section of the game. Even though hoarding it might be my downfall. We'll see how we do. Go ahead and light the torch. It would be really good to have like a torch as a wieldable weapon. Okay, yeah, hearing a rat is a good sign. Means we might have found a sort of easier dungeon for this main quest dungeon. Yeah, it'd be so cool if, while, fighting hand to hand, we have a torch in one side that we're using like as a flaming club. Okay, this is... Am I gonna be affecting him at all? Yeah, okay. I thought it was going to be a sort of easy dungeon, but this ghost can cause paralysis. Okay, this is already... We should have free action. We are not stupid. We play Daggerfall. We know how to... Okay, yeah. Let's just run past. We're just running past. Take the L on all those arrows that we just wasted. Let's go ahead and light this campfire. We're going to use a potion of seeking and try to get there expeditiously since we have ghosts to contend with. Want to fight as few of those as possible. Let's hear one through this doorway. Let's go ahead and say, go to our map. Ghosty. With a little face so that we know there's a ghost over there. I doubt we'll even check our map again, but whenever we're looking back at it and trying to retrace our steps... Oh, hello. This looks like a ghoul? A ghoul is kind of good to have in case the... Like, I don't know if they're on the same team as the ghosts or not. Southeast and lower. Okay. EOS. SE. Lower. Yeah, normally I have a period of like telling you what happened last week and stuff like that. Doing some catching up, like the old friends that we are, but right now I'm just diving straight into the deep end. Okay, it's southeast and lower. Is it worth going down here and then trying to pivot around? We'll see where this leads us. Dead end. This is going upward, so we are going to go try to pivot around down here. East. Yep, looking good. Let's see if this horde of rats and myself can take down this ghost. Remember, your fists will get past magical weapon resistances, so it's a pretty fun way of fighting ghosts. Alright, hey, look! Wow. That's almost disappointing. Let's go clear these rats out real quick. Alright. You pick up a death certificate. So we found it already. It was like in the first dungeon block. It's convenient. Like I said, almost disappointing. But let's go ahead and read it. So it dates this as the 23rd Morning Star, 3rd Era 400 in the Fortress of Ojum. 2 days ago, I was sealed within this crypt without food or water. I did not know whether hunger or poor health or one of the creatures who share this dank hole with me will kill me first. I only know that I will soon be dead, and not even my bones will remain. My hope is that in the years that come, this letter will be read, and the story of Lorton, Prince of Sentinel, will be told. I am 15 years old, and at the time of this writing, and I've been plagued with bad health for most of my life, to the frustration of my hearty parents. The finest healers and apothecaries in Western Tamriel have labored over every cough and fever of mine, but while they could save my life time and again, they could not improve my sickly constitution. In retrospect, I received little real affection from the king and queen, embarrassed as they were about begetting such a cripple as their heir of the kingdom. I cannot say I missed the love. I received much attention from the doctors, priests, and herbalists constantly at court. I was not to be the sort of warrior that King Cameron was, but only my dearest friends, a priest of Stendar, said that. Sorry, one of my dearest friends, a priest of Stendar, said that I might be the first scholar king in the history of Sentinel. My younger sister, Abigail, was the true favorite of my parents, athletic, beautiful, and charming. She's the current queen of Daggerfall. Friendly reminder, married over there as a sort of was it a reconciliation or a part of a peace treaty between Sentinel and Daggerfall at the end of the War of the Iliac Bay, or the War of Betony? Anyway, I am resigned to my imminent death, and yet I would like to see her once again. For 6 years, Abigail and I were the only children of Sentinel. 8 years ago, the queen had a boy child named Greklith, after the ancient Redguard word for strong king. You speak that tongue any longer, but all the scholars and nobles of Hammerfell understood, and Greklith is a strong boy indeed. I've never so much as seen him cough. The queen's next child, born only a year later after Greklith, had an even more ominous birth name, Lorton, or second boy. Perhaps I had been had I been less sheltered, more suspicious by nature, I might have read into these nominations. Lorton and Greklith are common enough names in our family, I reasoned. Now I know that even then I was disinherited, even if it was not official yet. For several months before Lorton's birth and over 3 years afterward, I was in the throes of a very serious fever. The doctors despaired over me, but somehow and very gradually, I recovered. For the first time and the last, I read an expression on my father, the king's face, that was not indifference. It was disgust. That was a fortnight ago. 3 nights ago, I was seized by men I had never seen while I was having a walk. My nursemaid stood by watching placidly as I was gagged and tied and thrown roughly into a sack. I did not know how long they rode with me, but I was eventually left here. When I finally freed myself from my bonds, I found that I was alone. My wanders have gotten me nowhere. This place is filled with undead creatures that prevent me from finding any exit. I have no hope left, but no fear either. A few regrets. Perhaps had I studied magic instead of history and science, I could free myself from this place. One of my tutors told the story of the Underking, how he had placed his life force in the body of a powerful being and had thus conquered Tamriel long ago. Had I only the strength of a more powerful body like that. But I did not study magic, I studied history, so I leave this letter not to revenge myself, but as a historic document. Okay, well that's that. The eldest prince of Sentinel was such a sickly young thing that his parents thought that he would not be a good ruler and resolved to have him killed by throwing him into this dungeon. Legendary parents for sure. I guess we could try to stick around in this dungeon and get a couple levels while we're here, see what kind of loot we can acquire. But I really do, I've had such destination fever with this character. I want to progress in the main quest so badly. And I know that there's a quest waiting for us in Daggerfall that I did not pick up whenever we were there previously. So once we're done with our tasks in Sentinel, we might go back across the bay and see what awaits us there. Oh, we also have the quest from the King of Worms that we have not acted on yet, but I think we should do Daggerfall's quest first. My shoes are getting worn out. Okay, well, let's just throw them away then. Oh, did we loop? Here's our ghoul. I don't know what it is about the dungeons of Daggerfall. They're like, at the same time as being super terrifying, they are such a They're such a comfort zone for me. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, I love the music. I love the atmosphere. I love the darkness that teams with danger. Yeah, it's just awesome. There are many times whenever I'll try to play other Elder Scrolls games, and it's just I can't play them for very long. I get bored quickly. I get a little like tired of it. And it's like many other games that I will try to play will just reawaken my desire to play Daggerfall, and it's like, okay, I guess I gotta start playing it again. I'm pretty sure my Morrowind character is just on the way to Urshilaku camp. It's been like probably months now since I've played it. Just because like I can't break away from Daggerfall. There are a couple of other games that are like not Elder Scrolls that I've been thinking of trying out. Like I heard a couple people mention the Kingsfield series in the past, and I'm really attracted to that series right now. I haven't really. Um, oh dang! I don't want to get paralyzed and waste a potion. I haven't really acted on it, but I think it would be a lot of fun to try Kingsfield. The gameplay, of course, looks a little bit. Oh my gosh! What is this? There are three of them. Holy shit! Let's get out of here. We might just end up teleporting out of here because I've not made any progress back toward the start of the dungeon. Okay, let's just take a moment to look at our map. Anyway, the atmosphere in Kingsfield just seems absolutely amazing. I bet the stories are pretty cool too. It's like, for those that don't know, Kingsfield is a series that was developed by FromSoft a long, long time ago, and I believe most of the titles are on PlayStation 1. PlayStation 1 is like, okay, come on. I'm about to get sandwiched over here. Okay, we ran past. I got turned around in these corridors. Yeah, let's go down. PlayStation 1 is like peak gaming to me. I think the PS2 is probably the best console of all time, just as far as like gameplay and good games are concerned. But PlayStation 1 is just revolutionary as well. They really just like, I don't know, maybe I'm just biased because I owned a PS2 growing up, but I never owned a PlayStation 1 whenever I was young, so I don't have like as much nostalgia affixed to it as I do the PlayStation 2. But PlayStation 1 titles are great. One time, whenever I worked for Habitat for Humanity, those that don't know, Habitat for Humanity, while it helps build affordable housing as its goal, it also has a number of retail locations that try to basically generate revenue for the company to, engage in its housing endeavors. All right, it's nighttime. Should we just rest out here on the battlements? It's 5:37. That's pretty early, you'd think. I think we can make it back to Sentinel. Before continuing my anecdote, I should just point out that I did some testing. I ended up disabling the Beautiful Cities of Daggerfall mod, unfortunately. I was really, really in love with that mod once we installed it, but I really think that it was contributing a bit too heavily to our performance issues when traveling overland. Because I did a bit of testing where I would disable the mod and play for a bit, re-enable the mod and play for a bit. And I think Beautiful Cities of Daggerfall was the main culprit that was contributing to those issues. So unfortunately, we went back to the regular configuration for the cities for the foreseeable future. Hopefully some updates will lead to better performance. But if nothing else, I enjoyed the cities well enough in vanilla Daggerfall, so I'm sure it'll be fine again. We have a friendly group of adventurers who seem to have spawned at the foot of this tower. Um, anyway, I was talking about Habitat for Humanity. I worked for them. I got a discount on retail sales. And one time while I was on the job, I found like an old PlayStation 1 that I ended up snagging for like, I don't know, 10 or 15 bucks. Can I climb in here? Or am I going to die? I think I'm going to die if I try to climb over that ledge. Um, and the PlayStation 1 had like Crash Bandicoot 2 in it, so I got that sort of for free. And my wife and I were really, really fond of taking turns playing that game. There's no way entering here, but let's just set up camp here. Oh, that's right. I don't have a campsite right now. That's bad. Okay, well, we're going straight to Sentinel then. Yeah, Kingsfield, it's something super appealing about it is that it takes place, as far as I'm aware, entirely within one large dungeon. And um, that is my jam. The idea of the whole game taking place inside of what is effectively a mega dungeon of interconnected tunnels and chambers. It's kind of like the game, is it Arc Fatalis or Arcs Fatalis? I don't remember exactly how it's pronounced. I didn't get very far in that game, but it has a similar idea. I really love the dungeon. I guess anyone on this channel knows how much I love dungeons, but I especially love dungeons that are created in such a way that there are numerous factions within it, and uh, yeah, let's just climb down. Numerous factions within it that are like contesting for resources and things like that. It's just one of my favorite things about dungeon design in general. So the idea of the Kingsfield games being like really atmospheric, having kind of minimal HUD, and a lot of things to interact with within one unitary dungeon, it really, really appeals to me. I understand that the gameplay is supposed to be quite clunky, but you know what? I'm here for it. A little bit of clunk has not driven me away from Daggerfall and other games in the past. I mean, I play Silent Hill 1 and Silent Hill 2 with the tank controls enabled, so I think if I can do that, I can overcome any amount of clunk. Another game that has been kind of vying for my attention recently is Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner for the Sega Saturn. Let's just take a look. Yeah, we can get a tavern right over here. Gotta remember to go buy a bedroll in the morning. Actually, some general stores might be open. Yeah, let's just go try to shop some. Yeah, I'm a really big fan of the Famicom Shin Megami Tensei games, and the one for the Sega Saturn. It just looks so groovy. It looks like the music in it would be fantastic. I just think once you start playing a Shin Megami Tensei game that's of the correct aesthetic for your taste for the first time, like you realize that you're never going to have an adventure quite like that, and it's such a cherishable experience that I really want to give that game a try. Yeah, we can go ahead and pick up our. We need some flasks of oil. We need a bedroll. Yeah, let's get like. Let's just get 6 flasks of oil. We don't need to overdo it. He does not offer a bedroll, at least not on this shelf. Yeah, the difficulty about trying to play other games besides Daggerfall is going to take up like a guaranteed 2 or 3 hours of my life by uh like every week, just by virtue of having this YouTube channel. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just like one night or one lunch break that I spend away from my wife where I would normally be like be watching TV with her or something like that. So it's not the end of the world to just have a little bit of time to myself like that. But it's never I try to add a second video game on top of that that is not necessarily for the channel, but just for me to, you know, enjoy an experience where I'm not so on, so to speak. Like, I don't have to perform a lot for this channel, but thinking of things to say and considerations like that, it's just like a little bit less, I wouldn't even call what I do stressful, but it's a little bit easier to not have to record myself. Whenever I think about playing another game on top of Daggerfall, it's like, well, when will I do that? And then I never answer that question, and then it never gets done. It's also like, if I choose to play another video game, I'm not working on any of the RPGs that I want to develop. I mean, like tabletop things. And so it's really hard to determine where my loyalties lie. I'm really good at creating problems for myself like that, if you can't tell. Okay, let's get a room here. Let's get some roast antelope. Yes, sir. And a stout. Wish I had one of those IRL right now, but I guess we're on the clock, so we probably shouldn't do that. Or even if it's our lunch break, not necessarily on the clock. Let's go ahead and rest. Oh, yeah. It's actually a pretty rainy day where I am right now also, so looks like it just started raining in Sentinel. We're in full immersion mode right now. Yeah, Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner, it just looks fantastic. One of the issues is with playing that game, I have it ready to be emulated and all of that, but there was never a localization of the game, and there's not currently a. Oh, I should put on a cloak before I go out to the rain. Look at me, remembering how to play with climates and calories. There's no localization made for Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner, and there's, as far as I'm aware, no fan patch. You know, a lot of older, like the Famicom SMT games, you can find a patch that'll translate it for you. But if and when I decide to play this game, I will just be using like a script that someone else has written, along with like my minimal knowledge of hiragana and katakana to read the moves and the names of the demons and stuff like that. So that'll be a challenge. Kind of hard to be fully immersed in it whenever you're having to constantly go to a web browser to read the text. But just the art and the music in those games makes it so worth it. All right, time to give Lorton the closure that he seeks. Hey, buddy. Yeah, I got some news. This is what I most feared, he says. Poor Flaelpon. As I promised, here's what I've heard about Lysandus. I do not know how much of this is secret, but I trust you. Lysandus was in love with his court sorceress, a noble woman named Medora de Reni, and during the war with us, his queen found out. They say that while her husband was gone, Queen Minisera banished Medora from the court. My sister Abakai is queen now, part of the treaty to ensure peace, but Minisera still resides at Castle Daggerfall as the Dowager Queen Mother. I don't know where Medora went, but I know that she has an enormous castle somewhere in the Isle of Balfiera. But I also heard that there is some kind of curse on her, and that she can never leave. I don't know if that helps you, but that's all I know. Again, thank you for Flaelpon's letter. Just knowing what happened will ease my heart somewhat. Please take this boots as a token of my appreciation. Oh, these are iron boots. Is that forbidden? Man, if we got some forbidden boots. Let's see. Equip. It's actually doing nothing. Weird. Can I equip other stuff? Yeah. Oh, no. Damn it. That just hurt our durability there some. That's annoying. Whatever. It's not the end of the world, but that's very sloppy on my end. It's weird that these boots don't want to be equipped, but it's not a big deal. We should go to the Mages Guild, I guess. What time is it? 9:40. Have them help us to figure out if these boots are worth keeping or just selling. I did not see them in their in our menu for like casting, which would determine if it's something that we can use by casting, which would not be something Bogard is interested in, or if it's something we can use just by wearing. But let's go to our history. Forbidden Shield. That's right. We did not take any like armor. We didn't forbid plate armor because we wanted to be able to wear plate gauntlets, even if we're armorless everywhere else. I remember making that decision a while back. Okay, let's see if I can remember where to find the identify. Okay, they made it easy on us this time. Okay, identify the diamond, identify the iron boots. Let's just identify it all. Like, I know what some of them do, but it'll be good just to have it, like, have the name of it listed for us. Boots of Fortitude, Surcoat of Good Luck, Diamond the Protector. That reminds me of JoJo Part 4 because Crazy Diamond is kind of like the healer archetype there. And these are Boots of Nimbleness. That'll give us a boost to agility, I'm guessing. But seeing as how we can't equip them, might as well just sell it. Okay. We're basically done here in Sentinel for now. I would like to do more Thieves Guild stuff, more, hood rat shenanigans. But I'm aware that we'll need to get another quest from the nobility in Sentinel for the main quest. And I don't want our reputation to lock us out from that. So I'm torn between having some destination fever and wanting to go straight to Daggerfall Castle to the next main quest and wanting to just kind of do some questing here a bit. Let's look at our rank. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe going to Daggerfall to do some questing would be good for the Thieves Guild. Um, Could also do some Fighters Guild questing where, like, one more quest for the Fighters Guild would give us to the next rank. But do we really care about our rank in the Fighters Guild? If nothing else, let's do some housekeeping and just go sell some stuff. Add some coins to our purse a bit so we can get some training, that sort of thing. Because we're only level 8. I believe the quest that we just did put Durrani Tower on our map. Yeah. I'm not sure when we will be ready to handle Durrani Tower. The last time, whenever I went there with my bandit character, it was before using Moodex, where we have meaner monsters and unleveled mobs and stuff like that. Although I did use meaner monsters at the time. Anyway, I went there with my other character with a different mod setup, and I fought almost nothing but like some just enormously powerful enemies. We had hordes after hordes of like ancient vampires, and a couple of Daedra seducers there, and they would just, I feel like they would just delete us. Like, we have 181 health, so we have a good hit pool. But man, I don't want to go to Durrani Tower. Like, it's such a scary ordeal. Okay, let's go to our pawn shop and sell some things off. We don't need Diamond, the Protector. That should be... Oh, let's sell the boots also. What else? Holy Dagger? Okay, we have more money than I would like to carry around in cash. But I think a couple of training sessions will get that down to a kind of tame amount. Wait, we didn't end up buying a bedroll yet, have we? Okay, I'm glad I remembered that before going onto the road. Wouldn't it suck to just die because we ran out of stamina and couldn't, like, rest properly? I think you can technically still rest without a bedroll, but, you know, it has its own little debuffs that happen whenever you do that. So let's go ahead and buy some potions of stamina. Again, potion of healing's always welcome. Oh, and other important gaming news. The Wayward Realms recently reached its Kickstarter goal of $500,000 after, like, it's what, maybe 12 days? 17 possibly? I was glad to have backed it in that time frame, otherwise I might have missed out on the benefits of having it. So, I don't know what their deadlines are, but it would be really cool to play that for the first time on camera for the channel. I wish I had the money to pay for like their $10,000 bracket to have a lot of influence on the game and all that, or have stuff in the game named after me. But I'm not at that level. I'm just happy to have my copy of the game secured. Yeah, let's see. Very excited about it because the Wayward Realms, it has struggled in the past with having like viable, with it looking viable from a business perspective. No publisher wanted to pick it up and things like that. So the fact that they have an official gameplay trailer and a lot of money under their belt from the Kickstarter is just so promising. So I'm really looking forward to that. As much as I love Daggerfall, I'm really looking forward to seeing what else we can play on this channel. I know I can technically like play whatever I want on the channel, but I've already kind of screwed myself over regarding the algorithm because of my dedication to just like gameplay videos instead of making really grabby stuff with impressive thumbnails and video essays all the time. But this channel was always about, well, I shouldn't say it was always about, but it was largely about documenting my Daggerfall Ironman attempts more than anything. As we have so many close calls, and it's so fun to like just barely survive and overcome all the challenges this game throws at you. And I want to share that experience with people. So the YouTube channel is a natural response to that. Although I technically got my start here because I heard so many like opinions I disagreed with about Daggerfall dungeons, and I was like, ugh, no, they're all wrong. I have to tell it. I have to tell the people the truth. They deserve the truth. Yeah, and then kind of spiraled out of control into what we're seeing here today. Okay, we want to go to Lanisa, which is down here. Yeah, so let's go west. I'm pretty sure there's a fighters guild in Lanisa. You see how much better the frames are? Like, my computer is not that impressive, so... Oh, this is a really cool traveler. Yeah, my computer has, like, it was a budget computer whenever I built it back in, like, 2020. And so it doesn't really keep up with the times very well today, and that fact will only grow more true and more glaring as we progress. But I have not made the change to 32 gigabytes of RAM just yet. This guy... I'm gonna hold off on that purchase for just as long as possible. Not impressed. Not impressed. Not impressed. Oh wait, I pacified one of them. That's good. I think it's the man, so I'm gonna start... Yeah. This is the stuff that I missed about being able to do some overland travel. It's so cool just to engage with the World of Daggerfall mod to its fullest every time I see a cool feature to check out. Oh wow, this is awesome. Yeah, let's go ahead and take what they have. Who's gonna stop me? Oh, magic right pauldron, sure. I hear arrow shots. Is somebody on my tail? Oh, the rogue got killed by someone. Huh. Yeah, I'm conflicted about Wayward Realms, not because I'm like unsure about it as a game, but I want to know more about the game, right? But at the same time, I find immense satisfaction from knowing as little as possible about a game before I play it. And so it's like I want to know more about it, but I'm also completely unwilling to learn more about it. So I'm curious about what, you know, character options will be present and things like that. Got some little merchants here, is pretty cool. I'm very curious about the mechanics of the game, the world building and things like that, but I also want to know just as little as possible. That makes for some really... well, first off, it makes for a kind of confusing play experience, to be fair. Because the prestigious storehouse, why is it blue? That's weird. Fighters Guild is orange. Must have some mod conflict going on here. We'll see about that. Yeah, it creates for a confusing experience while you're learning the game's mechanics and what the game expects of you and things like that. But it's also super rewarding just to not know what's going on. So to explain a little bit about that, let's see. Okay, cool. We got some archery training done. We can talk about my experience with Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, the FromSoft game where you're a ninja. Oh, dang it. I was not expecting this guy to give me a quest. Excuse me, Kukta is the name. That's an unfortunate name. What can I do for you, Mr. Cook? I don't know how I feel about you, but I do need a favor. My sister Buzz having a birthday next month, and I could really use some aloe. Oh, come on. Go to the alchemist, then. Let's go ahead and get a quest from this guy. Well, I had work, but I hired the Fighters Guild to do it. Buddy. Howdy, Bogard. If you have a few days free, a job just came through for some giant killing. Okay. Now, the last time we agreed to this exact quest, we ended up in a dungeon where we had a few Daedroths thrown at us. So let's hope that we don't relive that terrifying truth again. Yeah, tell me about it. Seems there's this giant moving to the stronghold of Tlagon a while back, has been having the a fine old time feasting on Gorke's sheep in the area. Ate a few of the local villagers too, I guess, but old Gorky don't seem too concerned about that. At any rate, she wants the giant taken care of within 65 days, and she's paying 338 gold for it. See you in a bit. Sure. We'll see what we can do. I'm not necessarily dedicated to finishing this quest, but we will see. Let's see. I believe the gates for the city are already closed. So let's just go to the market and See what we can do there. Anyway, I was talking about Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, because that was a game that was kind of like Wayward Realms, where I'm like super excited about it, but I want to know as little about it as possible. So I did not watch any gameplay footage before playing it. I went to like the midnight release and got hooked on it instantly. This might be slight spoilers if you are looking to play the game spoiler free or blind, so skip ahead a couple minutes if you need to. I'm just doing some shopping anyway, but basically there's this boss. It's called the Guardian Ape, and I beat the Guardian Ape blind on my first try. This is like the most monumental gaming achievement I will ever achieve. If you know about the Guardian Ape fight, first off, he's just terrifying. Even though it's in like the ninja game where you're focusing largely on like parrying and stuff like that, he looks like a Dark Souls or a Bloodborne boss just in his size and scope. So the dude is terrifying, and his movements are seemingly unpredictable whenever you're first fighting him, right? And this is the really spoilery part. Whenever you get all the death blows done on him and reduce his health to 0 and stuff, you don't see the pop-up that says, like, Shinobi Execution, you did it, here's your memory unlocked to increase your attack points or whatever. No, he has this larva thing that pops out of his, like, neck after you decapitated him, and he picks up the sword that was impaled through him and starts coming at you again in this terrifying second phase. It's so beautiful and scary, and I was pretty much all out of my healing items at the time, and yet I still did it without having to retry it, man. I've never done something so satisfying in a video game as defeating the Guardian Ape on my first try without without any knowledge about what was in store for me. That was the coolest thing ever. I replayed Sekiro Charmless, where you, or basically if you don't parry correctly, you take chip damage from attacks, and I got my ass handed to me by that boss repeatedly. But just that fact that on my first blind playthrough I did so well, that's like an irreplaceable moment for me. So cool. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get some food, some drink. Not fruit juice, come on. We're gonna rest for... We want to go to a couple weapon shops tomorrow, so we're gonna rest for about 13 hours. Because we're going to fight giants, right? Giants are not the sort of thing you want to engage in melee combat unless you are more confident in your ability to survive. Like, again, I find myself at this intersection of wanting to fight everything with my fist that I can to feel tough, but also wanting to survive for as long as possible. I'm not sure if we're ready to fight giants head on like that, so we're going to play it cautiously and try to have as many arrows at our disposal as possible whenever we fight these giants. That's assuming we even find them. We might just get chased off again. We'll see. 10 arrows. Sign me up. We'll see if we can get one more stack of arrows. But honestly, going in there with 27 arrows, that's kind of well aligned with my preferences. Okay, here's a weapon shop. There's I like whenever resource scarcity creates meaningful decisions for you. And whenever you have so many arrows that it's not even possible really for you to have resource scarcity, it's just not that... I don't love it. Let's just leave it at that. I've probably said that 10 times before, just like how I like to repeat my opinions about how cool sewer levels are and stuff like that. There's such big gaps between my recordings that, it's just going to happen from time to time that I repeat info like that. Okay, well, it looks like we are not going to find any more arrows in this town. Heirloom and Tower Rocker. Which one was that about? Oh yeah, I remember not wanting to explore that for whatever reason. I'm past it though. Okay. Called the Stronghold of Pelagon. Let's see where that is. It's pretty far south. I think we will travel to this little village called Steffill Manor. Actually, we're going to fast travel just for some crash prevention purposes. Where was it? Yeah. So we're going to travel to this little area that's to the west, and then we'll go overland to the dungeon. It's come on, bro. Not whenever I'm supposed to be immune from falling through the map on like traveling. This is okay. I had to make an executive decision of what am I trying to say? I was falling through the map a lot. I actually did a little bit of editing to remove that, hopefully. Lord knows I could just forget to edit that part out, but thankfully just quitting Daggerfall and relaunching the game let me fast travel to this place without any issues. Goodness, this is like a lot of people living outside of the outskirts of this village. Okay, pacified one of them. Let's go around pacifying everyone that we can to, I feel somewhat bad, no. Cure disease, cure poison. Yeah, I think we've, how many cure poisons do we have in fact? We have 5 cure disease. Going to be a bit concerned if that was our last potion of cure. Okay, we have 4 more potions of cure poison. But I don't think it's worth sticking around here any longer than we have to. Maybe whenever we... but it's so cool to fight so many people at once. Dang it. Okay. Okay, we got one of them down. Looks like our comrade over here got taken down. Yeah, it's so hard to turn away from a good, like, mob fight like this whenever we're actually, like, a character who can take them on. Oh, looks like we pacified someone else over there, too. That's good. Oh, this person has a pretty cool vantage point up there. I wonder if I can do something similar on this wall. I think the roof of this crypt will prevent me from getting the upper, what am I trying to say? The high ground. Yeah, your average hero might take out this group of rogues due to their proximity to this village full of innocent people, but we're more like just wanting to assert dominance as the toughest scoundrel in this area. It's not really about any moralistic sort of nonsense. We just want to be the toughest. But we're using our arrows. Maybe we'll recoup some of them on these bodies. We'll actually probably come out ahead on arrows by collecting the arrows they have, so. Oh! Yeah, strafed out of that one. Okay, let's climb up here. Give this guy the boot. All right. This is fantastic. Sad my lunch break's gonna be over anytime now. Maybe continue recording tomorrow during my lunch break? I don't know, man. My wife and I have been really into Haikyuu, and every night that I spend recording is one, that's it. Haikyuu is an anime about volleyball. Every night that I spend recording is one night that my wife does not get to watch Haikyuu, and lady loves her some TV, so I'm gonna try to not deny her that pleasure by being efficient with my lunch breaks and stuff like that. All right, let's go ahead and maybe eat first. No, we'll rest first. I get the feeling of being watched, you say? Stifle a yawn. That's okay. One of those rogues had some meat on them. Let's do it to it. Okay, so we were able to get through that while only burning 1 potion of cure poison. I think I will be able to get a sneak peek at this dungeon before... Ah, dang it. Failed to avoid an encounter. Who would that be? Whenever you... Oh, hold up. You spot a cluster of greener vegetation in the distance. There might be a source of water out there where you could refill your water skin. I think our water skin is good because we stayed at a tavern the past couple of days. Our water skin seems to only be in danger whenever we travel for an exceeding amount of time without going to a tavern. Okay, we have a hostile group of foes interrupting our travel. Okay. Rogue Riders? Nope, not gonna pacify that one. Yeah, I've got one of them pacified. What about this one? Yeah, I got two of them pacified. Alright. This is awesome. This looks like Mountain Blade right now. Got a bunch of horseback combat going on. Now, which one of you is my buddies? I honestly don't remember. So I guess I should attack both? Let's see. You see a rogue rider, you see a... Okay, this one's friendly, so we'll fight this one. What's up, crew? I don't think I want to try to recruit them, honestly. I think we will just empty the pockets of these guys. I don't know, maybe we're right next to this dungeon. Maybe it would be cool to take them with us. Follow me. Yo, cool. What about you? Will you follow me? Nope. Okay, but we have one extra body with us for this dungeon. What is your name? Oh, well, I'm glad you asked. It is, Fjolinar. Sure. I haven't... Oh, what the... Is fallen in battle? Fjolinar? Dude. What happened? I just looked away. Maybe she was poisoned or something. That is a bummer. Just wasn't meant to be. I haven't been lurking in the Daggerfall-esque Discord servers much recently, but whenever I do, I walk into the most ridiculous conversations sometimes. And one of the more recent ones, people were discussing whether like hand-painted sprites or pixelated sprites are superior. The thing I hate most about these kinds of conversations is pretending there is some sort of objective right answer here, whenever it is so clearly an option like of user preference. Why are we talking about this? We're all just playing Daggerfall together. Can't we just get along? You dumbasses, dude. Seriously, childish behavior there. It makes you not want to lurk there at all whenever you see that sort of thing going down. It probably sounds hypocritical because I'm sure I sound extremely opinionated whenever I talk about my opinions of Daggerfall, because what are you? Dude? No, this is a Daedra Seducer. Daedra Seducer. I don't want to fight that. Gosh, dude. I'm trying to weigh my options here. It would be kind of good to know how well we fare against something like that. Ah, man. What's a guy to do? I think we're going to try to fight her and see what happens. It's just... Yeah, this is not a good idea, Micah. Okay, yeah, she did a pretty good amount of damage with one whack there, and she's a caster. It's like whenever a caster's physical attack is doing, let's see, probably about 60 damage per whack, it's like we should probably pick our battles a little bit better than that. Okay, well, there's another Fighters Guild quest that we're failing because we are simply too weak to handle the mobs within. If it was just giants that I'm fighting, it's fine. But it's giants who are living in this like area that is also inhabited by Daedra. It's... No, man. It's kind of cool thinking about the implications of Daedra seducers who have lured giants into their fortress for, like, I don't know, protection, or maybe they're using them as cattle to feed on, that sort of thing. Okay, well, we are failing this Fighters Guild quest. What do you say we just proceed with the main quest a bit further? To do this, we need to go first to a port. Will be Bobumbaret. Still got a decent amount of level ups just from squabbling with the people outside of that village, which is pretty cool. Okay. Ah, look at the coast. That is so cool. Now, we do not want to travel there. We do want to go to Castle Daggerfall. We want to travel by ship, of course. But it costs 518 gold. I still don't understand. Oh, cool. The cost is not reduced whenever you go to travel recklessly over ship, which I think is fine. I don't know how the time is reduced at all. Like, I feel like perhaps there should not be an option for cautious or reckless travel in this kind of menu. Anyway, let's go ahead and travel cautiously because that seems like it makes sense. Do I still have my horse? I feel like I... Okay. A page scroll bearing the crest of Sentinel stiffly presents you a crisply pressed envelope. Ignoring your queries, she turns and walks away, which is exactly what I knew what would happen. As soon as we walk away from Sentinel, we get our quest from anyway, not Apokai, Akorithi. So the queen is saying, your presence in court is desired before the end of next season. Prince Lorton has recommended you with high praise. I await your arrival. The end of next season. Is that a lot of time? Ah, dude, I don't think... I don't remember if this quest that we're going to pick up right now has a time limit imposed on it. But for the sake, you know what? I think I just want to pick up both quests. If we end up failing the main quest because we missed the deadline here, that would suck. But you know, man, I think that would be more interesting. So that's what we're going to try to do. Good old frigid Daggerfall. I'm sure it feels very comfy for our native Breton here to be back in his home province. I, as the player, really enjoy the Sentinel region. I think I've explained that in previous videos. But you'd think Bogard would be a bit more at home here. And there's something about winter in Daggerfall that is just, you know, the snow-covered buildings. I guess the snow covered everything. It just feels fantastic. This general store has a flat roof. That's going to be quite a problem as snow starts to build up on it and it has no like clean way of sliding down. You know, the amount of pressure that feet, like several inches and feet of snow put on the structure whenever it has a flat roof is actually pretty crippling. From what I understand, sometimes I'll just be scrolling on, like, doom scrolling on Instagram or something like that, and I'll wander into architecture Instagram, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. I don't know how I got here, but I like it. Yeah, so the quest we're looking for is given to us by Sindasa. We will be hunted, basically, if we are seen going in here. So we're going to go ahead and kind of hide behind this pillar, and then drink a potion of invisibility. And then we'll go in and talk to... That's the wrong person. We need to start with someone of lower station. Hup. 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 So you can hear the clatter of pots and smell some fresh-baked bread as we enter the room. Hey, if I told you I could give you a bit of information, let's say about the letter of Milady, would you be interested there, Bogard? I thought so. Now, mind you, I ain't giving it away. Before I scratch your back, you gotta scratch mine, deal? My name's Sindasa, Daggerfall. I'll tell you everything I know, but I don't need to remind you that there ain't no such thing as free info, do I, Bogard Masterton? I'm just a mate to Her Highness, nothing but a fleck to the world, and my needs ain't big. I need this werewolf done in. I know just where it is, some Kinnereth forsook hole called Tristore Laboratory off the coast of over Betany way. I can't tell you why, but it's important to me that that werewolf gets put out of its misery. Okay, so she's going to wait here for 135 days, and that ought to be plenty of time. Okay. 135 days. We need to report to Sentinel by the end of next season. So I know we could have done this a bit with perhaps a bit better planning and patience, but I like having the timers running against us like this. So I think we're going to go straight to the laboratory and maybe explore Betany some because Cliff Worms has made some great content for that place. And yeah, if we need to, we'll just go stop by Sentinel and pick up the quest that we need, and then come back to the laboratory. Yeah, we'll see how we do with the time pressures. Okay, had to take a brief break there and did some potion shopping. I think we're just about ready to head out. Yeah, so the place we're going to is the old Tristore Laboratory, which is way off the coast over here. For starters, oh, there's no... I was expecting... Okay, yeah, there's a port here in Whitefort of Betany, so let's go ahead and travel there by ship, and let's get this party poppin'. Oh, that was fast. Look at those load times. Yeah, disabling Beautiful Cities mod really helped out a lot. Just a bummer, but yeah, I wonder if I'm the only person experiencing these that kind of mod issue. It's kind of hard to tell what's isolated to me and my specific setup and what's affecting everyone, but I'm kind of glad with the way my setup has been working compared to others. The stories I read about in people's, like, in my comment section specifically, of people complaining about, this happening or that happening, it makes me feel like I have it pretty easy sometimes. Let's grab a couple sacks of rations. Sometimes I want to help them out. I mean, I always have the impulse of helping them out, but it's easier said than done sometimes, to say the least. Now, we're traveling in a pretty frosty area, so I wonder... I doubt having the suns out, guns out technique will work very well, so let's put on a shirt. This has my little midriff showing. That's a little... yeah. Let's go ahead and throw on this formal cloak. And maybe some boots. You got some boots for me, bud? 4 arrows, I'll take it. He's got some shoes. All right. Let's go check what our status is. We are a common citizen. That's not what I meant. Cool and sunny day. Cool. And sunny. All right. I think it would be fun to do some overland travel. So let's hit that quick save. Maybe, I don't really want to stop by a tavern just yet. Don't want to go to the other side of town, really. So, did I tell y'all that I finished Elden Ring? Yeah, I talked about it in a couple episodes ago, how I had like reached a stopping point and then decided to just like stop playing altogether. And I mentioned this in a little bit in the... Here we go. Let's go to Betony proper up here. In the Q&A episode that I recorded it last weekend, but it won't be up until a week from now. Yeah, I finished Elden Ring in that I reached the point where I had, like, what's his name? Moog, the Lord of Blood, at one end, the Beast Clergyman at another end, and Melania at the other end, and I'm like, I have these 3 endgame bosses, and I have no desire to grind or to spend the time it would take to get good at fighting them. So yeah, I finished Elden Ring by finding the uninstall button again. I think that game... Perhaps that entire franchise is just like, I'm not the target audience for it anymore. By the way, let's look at the beautiful work that Cliff Worms has done with the city of Betany. Have I shown this off on camera yet? Like, look at how good this town square looks. It has thriving community of like livestock salesmen all around the center here. You have a statue up on this hill. We have a little amphitheater. Look how cool it is, man. I really love this. Look at this little awning that you have in front of the building. Small stuff like that, it's really fantastic. I think that between... oh yeah, we have chimneys and smoke everywhere. It's so cool. I think a lot of this relies on the RMB resource pack, and perhaps Cliff Worms and other modders have plans to roll this out to other cities in the game, but I just think it's really well done. So I wanted to come by here and maybe do some shopping. Oh, man, we have a custom sprite. This guy looks like he might have been from Arena. I could be wrong. Look at this stuff. That is really good. Alright, yeah, hit me with some bread and pork sausage and some ale, and we will be on our way. This guy, Sprite, looks like a dark elf whenever you talk to him, or his portrait, rather. Even though he's clearly not from the Sprite. Yeah, let's go take a look in this tavern some, just to enjoy a little break from the dungeon crawling before we go to Tristore Laboratory. Yeah, it's especially nice that they've revamped this area since Tristore Laboratory is a main quest. So it's like most people are going to see this quest, they're going to want to come through this area, and they're greeted with this nice fleshed out city that's kind of a taste of what Daggerfall could have looked like with more like TLC given to the cities. Yeah, so I could spend longer here, but I want to go ahead and go straight toward the dungeon. I always like treating these like cemetery hedges as sort of a Tony Hawk rail with my horse. Do some grinding and 360s off of them. Okay. So what's the best way to get... Oh, I clicked on Sentinel out of muscle memory because I liked that arc for our character. Tristore Laboratory is going to be beyond this lake. So let's start by heading toward Kieran Theater. And while it looks like it's kind of far away, I believe we should get there relatively quickly just because of how small the island is. Got stopped by a couple of orcs. Let's go ahead and stomp them real quick. Anyway, I was talking about Elden Ring a second ago. I think previously, whenever I would, play Sekiro well enough to, kill one of the hardest bosses in the game, or one of the more difficult ones, like the story I just finished about killing the Guardian Ape fight blind. Like, there was a time whenever I was sweaty, try hard enough to do that sort of thing, but that's just not me right now, And so whenever I'd go to fight any of those 3 bosses, I would wonder, like, I would just fail repeatedly, and like, yeah, you can just get good, and things like that, but the amount of time it would take to get good, the amount of years off of my life, I guess that's a bit dramatic. I say it all the time, but you have like such a small amount of time on this earth, and so whenever you're just dying to bosses over and over again, that doesn't seem like a very good use of your time. Especially whenever you're like me and they're like, well, one, this is a game that I like to replay a lot, Daggerfall is, but there are plenty of other games like the Kingsfield series and several titles in the Shin Megami Tensei series that I really would enjoy to play one of these days, and I'm never going to play them if I just keep fighting the same boss over and over again. So made the executive decision that this stuff is not worth it. It's like literally a waste of my time. I do enjoy the exploration elements of Elden Ring quite a lot. I wish there were more games out there where it's like, it feels like a FromSoft game, but you're not necessarily fighting hard bosses all the time. You're just navigating like interesting pieces of wilderness where you fight stuff and get to explore and find secrets and deal with the dungeon delving aspect of the game, but not so much like getting stuck on bosses relentlessly, because that really is... It's strictly tedious to me these days. It's not something that like, oh, just get good and you'll have fun. It's honestly just tedious work to me. And I've already like proven myself on the battlefield by playing Sekiro Charmless and fighting like the owl for the 2nd time, the Demon of Hatred. And oh, we're about to go into some water. That'd suck. The Demon of Hatred and Sword Saint Ishin Charmless. Like, I feel like I've already done all the hard, sweaty gaming that one man needs in his life. I was trying to kind of beat Elden Ring just to prepare for the DLC, but honestly, it's at a point where like if I'm playing Elden Ring, it's to participate in the cultural phenomenon of Elden Ring more than playing the game because I enjoy the game and want to play it. You know what I mean? That's honestly what started. That's why I bought Elden Ring to begin with. I usually don't pay $60 for games. But all my friends were talking about it, and so I'm like, oh, you know what? I might as well give it a try. And it's just not the game for me, You know what's the game for me? This might come as a surprise, but I really like Daggerfall Unity. I think this is the game for me. Failed to avoid an encounter with a rogue rider. Okay, we failed to recruit him, or pacify her. I thought it would be cool to recruit her and have her go into this dungeon with me, but it's not happening, it turns out. Although we do have a little encampment over here. Maybe we can recruit some rogues here to go into the dungeon with us. I don't believe this will be a particularly difficult dungeon, but we do have, like, lycanthropes in there. So it'd be cool to have some people to take their hits. Oh, okay. Thief is not impressed. Oh, I'd put my fist away. Not impressed. Okay. Circle around and try to get some pacified. Where are they? This thief is not interested. Oh, there's a couple up here. Okay. I wasn't really... Yeah, I don't think I pacified a single one, so let's just keep going. I like this frigid coast that we're on. It's pretty cool. And the tint of the skies, it kind of reminds me of like the Aurora Borealis. I know we don't have those specific squiggles in the sky like you'd see in Skyrim or Alaska or places like that. But the hues and the Arctic wasteland that we're in kind of gives me that impression. It's pretty nice. I've actually been really... Oh, I pacified this assassin. Cool. I've actually been kind of interested in Alaska recently. Oh, this guy's hitting me with spells. It's kind of scary. Okay, yeah, we're just gonna kill him. Might have to make camp outside of it. Let's go see if we can recruit this assassin. Oh, they have a whole other encampment here, too. Follow me. Nice. Alright, what is your name? Helga, obviously. Doesn't she look like a Helga? Alright. We're gonna pretend that she's on the back of the horse as we go to Tristore Laboratory with our buddy here. Yeah, I've been interested in Alaska and places like the Yukon, like northern Canada. I'm not exactly sure why. It would be a pretty stark contrast to living in North Texas. But I think it'd be fun to visit, and I would regret it if I went there, I'm sure, but it would be neat to live there as well, I think. It'd be real culture shock, and I will never do it in this lifetime, partially because of who I'm married to. And it's not like I would choose living in Alaska over my wife or anything like that, but it's just been something that's on my mind. Okay, let's make camp outside before going in. Cuddle up with our with Helga by the tent, maybe. We're gonna rest for a good 9 hours. We should be pretty well rested at the end of that. Ah, yeah, I love this song. All right, let's pack it up. Pack it up, pack it in, let me begin. Is that what he says? I think that's how that song goes, but I'm honestly not sure. Hit it with a quick save, and let's get on in there. Okay. So this torch was already lit. That tells me that there are some humanoids around us. Oh, hello. Yeah, let's get him, Helga. Alright. Got a monk. There's a lantern on him. Nothing good, really. Okay, our lantern flickers and dies. Thankfully, we bought some oil for that. Okay. Come on, Helga. Oh, this locked door hid the secret of a torch on the wall. Very cool. Oh, I'm hearing a... sound like a wereboar. Are we specifically looking for a werebear or a wereboar? I'm not sure if they make different sounds. Okay. Yeah, I'm starting to hear sound effects that I don't recognize, and that's where the fear sets in. Fear of what may be around the corner. The intoxicating fear that causes you to want to play games like this anyway. Okay. I'm not confident in my partner's ability to jump over that pit that we just found, so we're gonna go... Where are you, Helga? Helga? Dude, she's right on my ass. I'm tripping out over here. Yeah, we're gonna skip going that way to oh, okay, it's a Frost Atronach or Ice Atronach. That's not that bad. Frost Daedra are pretty terrifying, but Frost Atronach, they're just like low to mid-level enemies that we can handle pretty easily. Let's go check out this pit nonsense and see if she's able to clear it. Like, I'm sure that the oh man, I used to know the name of this mod creator. I'm sure they thought of this. Let's see what solution they came up with. Does she just follow us anyway? Yep, she just jumps over it with us, so to speak. Oh, look at this. This is a stone golem? Something like that. It's another enemy from Arena. Okay, I have a mod that turns off blood for stuff like this, but I'm guessing it doesn't work necessarily with the Daggerfall enemy expansion. Unless there's an updated version that I'm missing out on. I actually haven't checked for mod updates for the last couple weeks, because I honestly get a little bit tired of that grind. It's like, there's a set of chores that comes with booting up Daggerfall to record every time, and I've gotten kind of bored of those chores. Although, if I'd updated Beautiful Cities, maybe we wouldn't have the performance issues, who knows. Ooh. Oh, this room is stacked. The monk, some sort of caster. I wonder, is this a monk also in the red robes? Yeah. Oh, did they kill my assassin? It looks like they killed my assassin. Or she? No, she's fine. How are you doing, bud? She's wounded and she's friendly. I don't remember how healing works, but I think that if we rest over time, it would be fine. Oh, hello. Whoa, this is an arena enemy straight out of... Okay, let's draw the aggro, because we want to keep our helper alive. Yeah, look at that ice golem. Good. It looks so, like, sci-fi, you know? Is that what we're hearing? No, that's another ice atronach. Ah, Helga has fallen. Thanks, Helga. You did what you could. Oh, wow, I'm kind of getting hurt by this ice atronach. Let's back up and find a place to rest. You see? A dead person. Yeah, let's, where should we go to rest? It'd be cool to use a fire that already exists without having to set up our own. We haven't been down this way yet, so I don't think that's a good idea. Yeah, let's just pop a squat right here. And we'll do the old method of treating this as our campfire room. And just we'll try to not forget about it. Okay, rest. We could just pack it up, but I want to do our little spoke and hub method of exploration using that as our home base. Haven't done that in a while. Oh no, dang it, I lost some, I used some oil when I didn't need to. It's not a big deal. Maybe I should just carry around copious amounts of oil so I can use those unflinchingly. Let's kick this guy down. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's kick him off the slope. Come on, bro. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. I love it. I love it, man. Okay, he actually did a fair amount of damage to us, which is makes me feel rewarded for setting this up as a kind of permanent campsite. Stealth, dodging, and hand-to-hand. We're not getting many archery level ups, and that is just all right by me. We need to get some calluses on our knuckles. Yes, I know that we have gauntlets on, so it's kind of indirect, but surely the pressure of the gauntlet colliding with our knuckles provides calluses also, right? Okay, we got another golem in here. Yeah, I like that, just the way the enemies get stalked in laboratory-type dungeons is really interesting. Finding all sorts of, like, weird mad scientist type of enemies. It's pretty cool. I think I recognize this stretch of the dungeon from a previous playthrough. Yeah, this is a dead end. And this is going to be like a hallway or a corridor leading up? Yeah. Weird the kind of stuff that sticks out to you after playing this game so many times. Oh, the monk has a bow also. Oh, hello. This is awesome, dude. We're brawling. Let's go. We're actually pretty low on HP, but I think it's fine. Oh, look. Golem. Interrupting our brawl. Uh, uh, uh. Is that all you got? Found a free flask of oil. I'll take it. Okay, let's see if I can navigate back to our campfire without needing to consult the map. Following the corpses. Pretty dead giveaway. Whoa, okay, I was sprinting while going down this steep decline, and sometimes whenever you do that, you'll just, like, take massive amounts of fall damage as you disconnect from the ground, and that would just be such a terrible way to lose a character. Especially one like this. Like, we've done pretty well so far, knocking on wood and all of that. But I've realized that while this character is sort of a comfort zone for me, you know, playing a melee-based character with decent streetwise and all of that, the fact that I've cleared the game with the bandit, it kind of I'm using a recipe that I already know is successful. You know what I mean? The main difference here is that I'm using hand to hand instead of a weapon skill, which is it has its benefits and drawbacks. I thought it was kind of something that would hinder us, but we've done pretty well for ourselves so far, and we don't have to worry about. Oh, what is this? You find a diary fragment written in a clear hand. I have no memory of coming to this place. If I've been kidnapped, for what? We have no money, and Sandasa is barely tolerated by nobles at court. My last clear memory is of watching the moon rise over Castle Daggerfall. Oh, weird. So I already know the plot point that that's trying to explain. I'll try not to spoil it for you, dear viewer. I wonder if a potion of seeking will point me toward the lycanthrope. You already possess the parchment, but it also tells me west lower. Okay, west lower. So does that mean that I can complete the quest with just the parchment? I'm always like, I don't want to just leave the dungeon and go try to turn it in whenever we don't know for sure that the quest is over. But apparently okay. It says, okay, northwest lower. And this was west lower? So this was an appropriate amount of northernness, I guess. But either way, we need to go back down, it seems. So let's go straight. Kind of ignore some enemies to get closer on the trail of the lycanthrope. I think we have not gone this way yet, so let's check it out. Oh, we're back. Yep, this is the entrance here. Okay, this is northwest lower. Let's find northwest. Orient ourselves that way. How the hell do I go northwest from here? I see a corridor around here that we've yet to check out. Corridor, I mean. Oh, dude, neither. Ah, dude. I misclicked and used a potion of teleport. I hope that doesn't mess up my anchor somewhere. I didn't choose to anchor or teleport, but that's still like a waste of money right there. Okay, here's something. I don't want to like use a potion of cure. Okay, well we've already been hit twice, so we're pretty much locked into using that. We got another piece of parchment. All right, another diary fragment written in a scrawling hand. I cannot believe Sandasa acted so spitefully just because I broke up with her friend, Victina Morton. Well, I never much cared for visiting Daggerfall either, and thought we parted amicably, but Peng turned me into the shapeshifters. I just don't get it. Sandasa must be picking up bad ways from those rotten nobles at the Daggerfall court. Yeah, so Sandasa forced someone to become a werewolf, it seems. Kind of get rid of them. It's very similar to what we saw with oh dang, with Lotun's brother. Actually, it's like, let's get this guy thrown into a dungeon to dispose of him. Although this is slightly different considering the nature of the disease. Come on. Okay, so we went this way. That means our healing location is back here. Our bonfire, northeast lower. I don't know. We even need to continue traveling. East lower. I might as well mark it anyway. And we're traveling in the right direction, it seems like. Will give us one more blip on our map where the potion wears off. I don't think so. And yeah, okay. Go back to our checkpoint here. Here we are. Oh, look at us go. Okay. Strength up to 90. I don't know if speed reaching a threshold is super important. What if we just get 1 point of speed, a couple points of luck, and start putting points into endurance again? All right. So I think we're on the right track over here, but I really, I'm tempted to just leave and turn in the quest, or try to, with just the parchment to see what happens. But, I could also just see what happens by looking it up on the UESP, so maybe we'll do what my character wants to do, which is fight the bad guy. Get the money that he was paid for. He's not here to make a judgment call about who is worth killing and who is not. He's here to kill the thing and get paid. Get the information he needs, rather. I guess it's not really payment. Okay, so from back here, they told us to go northeast and lower. We are effectively northeast, so we might use another potion of seeking. Aha! Try to get a backstab on the stone golem here. Man, one attempt and I jammed the lock. Way to go, Bogard. Okay. I wonder... No, I actually don't even want to sneak up on it. Oh, yeah, let's... Stone Golem and I are both fighting the caster. Oh, he killed the caster. Good job. Okay, loading a game where there's a stone golem already punching me. So I was under the impression that Hudson was taking a nap, which is why I was doing some midday recording there. But as it turns out, he was just outside playing in the mud, so you might have heard him come in and give him the old dada. I kind of thought that I mean, obviously I could have just cut that part out, but it's so cute whenever he says dada like that that I didn't care. It's just awkward because I paused the game and saved it while I was fighting an enemy. At least it was a weak one. Speaking of a weak one, have at thee. It's a potion of shadow form. We don't really care about that. Yeah, I'm really tempted to just go try to turn in the quest to see what happens. Oh yeah, this guy's got hands. Okay, we got a little bit risky there, letting ourselves take that many hits without getting any healing done. Well, we have 11 potions of heal true. I guess this is a good time to start using our healing items rather than just hoarding them. We'll just start with the bandages though, since they're pretty low stakes. Let's switch to our arrow, or bow, I should say. See if we can get a couple level ups there. Oh, hello. Yep. This would be a good time for that. Yeah, while I want to mainly use hand-to-hand with our huge list here, later on we're going to fight some very, very dangerous enemies, and we should try to prepare for that by increasing our archery here and there whenever we can, instead of having to increase our archery once we reach the scary enemies. You know what I mean? Know what I mean, Jellybean? Oh, let's pick up some arrows. I got some pretty good loot in here. Well, it's mostly just books and stuff, but I will take it. Looks like a dead end where there's a ice golem that surely is too large to fit through these doors, right? Thing is huge. Man, our archery sucks or something. Like, we are whiffing the whole time. Okay, getting swarmed by golems here. Oh, look, our short bow broke. Oh no, I guess we'll have to punch everything now. Dang, man, that sucks. I hate punching everything. This guy has pretty decent damage on him, too. Okay, yeah, did we pack up our campsite? I can't remember. It's been a few hours since I was playing. I think we did not. Although, okay. I was gonna say, like, I was gonna mention our health regeneration. We could probably just loiter a couple of hours and get back to full health, but what's the real danger here is having low stamina. So we'll go ahead and backtrack to our rest location. It's odd that there are not more, like, little campfires, braziers, things like that along the way where we could get healing. Oh. Okay, this is starting to look familiar. I think it's, no, it's not through here. There we go. Alright, I think this time we are going to pack it up since we're not finding any other, alright, archery level up. Since we're not finding any other spots to heal. It says we already have the parchment, man. It's practically telling me, like, hey, just go ahead and leave the dungeon. But, so the parchment seems like one way to finish the quest, right? Is that a way that will result in success, though? You know what I mean? Of Sindasa actually giving us the info that we want? I don't know. Not convinced. I'm not sure. Okay. Man, this squabbling with the one ice golem kind of did a number to my health. But we did say we were going to use some healing items, so let's just patch ourselves up with some bandages and keep going. Back this direction, we found, or I noticed that we were jumping over a pit that also had a place to go upward, so maybe we can try climbing up there. Not here. This way. I think there's a lot of speculation about what kind of features will be in the Wayward Realms, and in their Discord, you can tell that there's like a lot of interaction between the community and things like that. Oh, hello. The community and the developers. All I really want is climbing. I just love climbing. It's such a cool feature. Ooh, we have an enchanted silver dagger. Yeah, if we're not able to climb in Wayward Realms, well, I just don't know what I'm going to do with myself. But if you lurk in the Once Lost Games Discord, you'll see so many people making, like, I don't know, the fact that it's like a volunteer, oh man, a bunch of volunteer developers with a bunch of fans in their Discord server. You end up seeing a bunch of people, like, trying to... Oh, hold on. The body of the werewolf begins to transform before your very eyes. In just a few minutes, it has become a young man who seems to bear a strong resemblance to Sindasa. All right, that's, yeah, we found Sindasa's brother and have slain him. It's kind of unfortunate. Oh, look at this huge chamber we found ourselves in. Okay, what I was saying is there are a lot of people making, like, borderline outrageous suggestions about what should be included in the game. It's like you're not even contributing anything to the development. Really short-sighted about how difficult it would be to implement those things. So I don't mean to be like, oh, this game has to have climbing or else I'm just not going to play it, because they already get enough of that. But just to have some parkour elements would be really fantastic. Okay. I was going to just jump down this chute, but that's... If we miscalculate and just fall, that could be deadly. So we're going to take it easy. So we got what we needed. I believe we came from this way. We should try to search for... Well, we can go ahead and loot bodies and maybe actually search and find a better bow. I think I would have seen one by now if there were a better bow in here. But it would be good to find a bow of better material in general. All right, which way did we come from? I think we need to go upward. Let's do that first. Some other features that I think would be cool to revisit in the Wayward Realms are things like the reputation system you see in Daggerfall. I think the reputation is already implemented pretty well in Daggerfall, but you can see some indications that, you know, they wanted to do more with the reputation system than what they accomplished. Like whenever they're saying, looks like the Alchemists of Archae are at it again with the, you know, the Summoners of the Thieves Guild. So what does that actually mean in the game world? You know, there's not really much implementation there. So I wonder what they're going to do with that, personally. Let's see if we can take over this campsite and get a good night's sleep. Could be a good place to restock on our arrows, if nothing else. Have we tried to pacify these guys yet? I don't think so. Hey, I pacified one of them. Okay, what about this guy? Nope, okay. We have pretty poor personality, so it's not really surprising that that's not working for us. I guess it's exactly average. It's not poor, it's just not impressive. If we ever find an item that will buff our personality, then we will be really, really powerful. At the end of the my bandit playthrough, that's kind of what saved me, is I ended up finding a helmet of friendship. And so in the last dungeon, my personality was at 100, and I was able to pacify a lot of the Daedra that I otherwise would have had to fight head on. It's pretty sweet. Okay, let's rest until morning, or 9 hours, I guess, will probably take us there. Ah. Oh, look, there's a bear out here. I want to fistfight a bear on the coast. I kind of want to fistfight a bear on the coast. I don't know about y'all. I wonder how tough they are. Oh, yeah, we can fight a bear. Hell yeah. Yeah. Sit down, dude. That's awesome. There's just something about hanging out on the coast in Daggerfall. I think it's because the land is so large that you can't possibly see what's on the other side. It's really, really interesting to me. Look at this. What the hell are you? You pet the griffin? That's awesome. I hope one day this can be an enemy for us to fight. That is so cool. Is this another bear? Yeah, let's go fight the bear. It's actually feels kind of evil to just go and find wildlife to kick up, beat up, to kick the ass of, but you know, gotta practice on some real life experience sometimes. It's not every day that life hands you a bear on a silver platter to practice hand to hand with. Okay. So the Queen of Sentinel wants us there before the end of the next season. And we have like 100 more days to go back to Daggerfall. I think we should just go back to Daggerfall anyway, right? Yeah, so we'll just oh, you know what? We need to take a potion of cure disease. I don't know if we contracted any lycanthropy there. But I think we should err on the side of caution like 10 times out of 10 if we have the resources for it. So we're going to do that. All right, made it to Whitefort. From here we will, I guess, get on a river that will take us to Daggerfall City. And you know what? We actually are out of potions of invisibility, so it might be kind of hard to go meet with Sendasa unless we can get a new potion of invisibility, or at least one of the evasion spells. So let's go look for that. Yeah, whenever they talk about Wayward Realms being a spiritual successor of Daggerfall, it's like, how much can they actually borrow from the content that is already extant in Daggerfall? Like, the magic system, how original is it going to be? Is it like the schools of magic? I guess the schools of magic in Daggerfall are kind of derived from the schools of magic in Dungeons and Dragons anyway, and so that will be a bit like, you can just copy that without it causing much harm or suspicion, I guess. Oh, dude. Okay. That was taking too long to load. It kind of made me a bit nervous. Okay, we did waste a potion of teleport, so let's get that. Potion of healing. Cure disease. We did just take one, but I think we have more than enough. Okay. We want potion of invisibility. Ideally a couple of them for these expeditions into castles where we're technically off limits and stuff. Is there anything I can sell to this guy? Yeah, let's get rid of some of our books. I'm sure that's heavier than the gold that it's worth. Bandages, we used plenty of those. Let's get some. Any arrows, a good bow or anything, man? No? Oh, well, it's another elven short bow. That would probably be more expensive than... Actually, I don't think it would be. How much is... This is a slightly used condition. That's not terrible. All right, let's remove. Yep. Okay. Well, that solves that problem. It's not really an upgrade by any means, but it'll give us a ranged option again. Yeah. No, we're not finding any better bows yet. I'm pretty sure Elven is not the correct quality for like the high caliber enemies that I'm trying to prepare for. So that's kind of... Damn it, dude. We still haven't found any potions of invisibility, right? We're out of invisibility, aren't we? I'm not just tripping. Yeah. Maybe we just roll up in there like anyway, even though we don't have the right potions with us. That would be kind of stupid. But we are kind of stupid. We're Bogard after all. Ooh, a dwarven short bow. Is that better than ours? 5 to 17, 6 to 18. It is technically better on stats, but is it better in damage out? I mean, not damage output, but in material. I'm not really sure. But we'll go ahead and buy it. Like, why not? I guess we could have checked the other shelves first. We might find something even better over here. No. Oh, a mithril longbow. Yeah, okay. Well, we definitely should have checked the other shelves. All right, a mithril should be good enough, I think, for us to tag any of the enemies that we might end up fighting later on, so that's good. Yeah, but we're not finding potions of invisibility. Am I missing something? There's vintage elixirs way down there. Okay. Yeah, I was tempted to just climb our way through it, but this episode I think is already running kind of long. It's kind of hard to say because I've had to record in chunks today, so I don't actually know what length we are at, but we should probably just turn our quest into Sendasa, go visit the Queen of Sentinel and pick up the next quest, and then kind of decide what our next plan of action will be from there. Because we have quite a few options still. Well, at least 2 options. As far as the main quest is concerned, I kind of already know where the queen is going to send us. We also have the King of Worms that we could quest for, and I pretty much know where he's going to send us as well. In addition to all of that, still haven't found a potion of invisibility. In addition to all of that, we could always go back to some of our guild questing, because our reputation is going to be decaying quite a bit here. Damn, dude, no invisibility at all. Some potions of stamina never hurt. Cure poison's good to have. I don't have enough gold for that. I mean, if I sold something, I would. It's okay. We'll just buy this stamina. It's actually a bit of a bummer. You can't sell potions in Daggerfall, and some of my favorite types of characters to play in Elder Scrolls are merchants. And in particular, I think it's really fun to play these like traveling alchemists where you travel around and you pick all these herbs and ingredients, and you know, you're improving your skills while also just making a bunch of money by selling off ingredients. I'm not the type of dude that would go get like a cheese wheel and a piece of bread to make restore fatigue and sell that. But it is a lot of fun just to see, like, go to a city and buy up all the alchemical ingredients that you can afford, craft all the potions that you can, and then sell all of them back and see if you can net a profit from that. There's just something I don't know. It's weird because I don't really care about like my own personal finances or like my own business needs that much. But in video games, man, I love being a little businessman in video games. Okay, we're gonna get into a bit of trouble with Johnny Law here, I think. So we're gonna go into, just gonna go look at our potions one more time. Free action, levitate, teleport. Yeah, I don't think we have anything that'll conceal our presence, but you know what? Oh, to hell with it. I gotta talk to Sandasa anyway. We're gonna go in there. It's dead then, is it? Poor thing. He used to be my brother. If you ask me, he died long ago when he first got bit. He hated himself whenever he became the beast. I wish there'd been another way to help him. Yeah, she's full of it. Promise I'd tell you about the letter you're looking for, didn't I? Of course, I remember that letter, Bogard. It's not every day that you get the letter from the Emperor himself. Especially seeing as the king ain't too fond of him. In fact, that's the only letter I've ever seen from him. I give it to Her Majesty, and she's all excited, and she rip it open and says, "This isn't for me, this is addressed to Minisera." Then, boom, her jaw fall open, her eyes get real wide. She says she'll make sure the Queen Mother gets it, and that I don't have to worry myself none about it. Yeah, okay. So, we go confront Akarithi about it now? Not Akarithi, Abakai. She doesn't want to talk to us. This guy's on the move. Is he upset because I went into that room? What's going on? Let's just get out of here. Okay, it's a bit sloppy. Would really like to have more, what's our reputation like? Okay, we're still a common citizen. I'd really like to have more potions of invisibility. If not for these, like, diplomatic parts of the game, than just for, you know, getting out of dangerous situations. We actually don't have enough money to travel across the Iliac Bay right now. Oh, the Hawk Shop is right here, though. Huh. Let us liquidate some of these assets, right? Let's go. Hey, man, can you take some of this stuff off my hands? Yeah, we're gonna get rid of that. I kind of thought that we had more stuff to sell than this. I guess a lot of our, like, investments here are in the magical items at this point. Oh yeah, but I also have this, like, I don't know if it's a mod or a setting that I have set up where traveling in general is just a bit more expensive, because it kind of reflects the price of things in, as they are increased by climates and calories. Okay. Let's take off some of this excess now that we are back in the hot area. And we're going to start off by going to the alchemists down here and picking up a couple of potions of invisibility, hopefully. You know, it's gonna take us a while to go all the way around these walls, so I think I'm just going to hop over and yeah, we can call our horse to us once we're over here. Wonder if I'll make it to this rooftop. All right. I've already mentioned this probably, but I love jumping from rooftop to rooftop in Sentinel. It just like, the architecture is set up just right for it. You have these like 2-story tall, squiggly roofed buildings. It's really fun. I wonder if we were to use our sugar lumps on a rooftop, would our horse climb on top and meet us? Hey, look at that. It took me way too long to try that. It's awesome. Okay, here's one alchemist. What you got for me? Hot diggity, dude. That's unfortunate. We're not getting any luck from these. Just like potion of invisibility, potion of shadow form, chameleon. What you got? Hey, shadow form and invisibility. Okay, okay. We are in business. Boom, boom. Do I have enough for that? We sure do. We are not the wealthiest after those, but we are. We have all the potions we need, and if we need to, we can sell some of our magical items to get funds for traveling and such. So, last thing on our to-do list, we're gonna go up here and talk to Queen Akorithi, see what she has in store for us. We could also go to the Mages Guild and get some of these items identified, like that pauldron that we picked up. I think we're actually a little too low on cash to do that, though, so we're gonna kind of put a pin in that idea. Part of me wants to go back down to the dungeon that we found in here before, but I think a quest will send us there before too long anyway. We're not really ready for that dungeon. I don't think so. Like, we have really decent health. I think our hand-to-hand combat is pretty good. Oh man, I almost fell. Try not to use elevators if I can help it. Kind of like in real life. Yeah, I'm just scared of enemies that have such strong magic that they can just like drop us without much, you know, of a second thought. Okay. Hello, my queen. Bogard Masterton, welcome to Sentinel. I trust you've had a comfortable stay so far. Let me get right to the point. My son, Prince Lorton, says you are a well-respected and trusted Breton. I've need of your sort. I'm willing to pay you 844 gold to infiltrate Castle Wayrest and recover an heirloom of the late King Lysandus for me. Will you do it? Yeah. What bounty? There is an item, a painting, that is hidden somewhere within Castle Wayrest. I desire this item for reasons that you need not worry about. Bring it to me and I will pay you 844 gold. Alright, will do. Alright, that's really cool that she did not give us a time limit either, so we can... I'll probably just go there in the next episode, but we can take our time doing it. Maybe pick up some quests for the Thieves Guild and Fighters Guild while we are at it. And let's climb our way down. Nope, we're going to drop straight down. That's fine too. Okay, this is a kind of cozy place to call it quits for the day. I've had a lot of fun playing today. I hope you've enjoyed watching it and listening to it. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. All that fun algorithmy stuff. And tell me something that you're looking forward to in the Wayward Realms or any other games you're looking forward to playing. Also, should I play Kingsfield or Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner? Let me know in the comments below. You've probably never heard of either of those games, but if you had, good on you. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good one.